Welcome back to Besties in Booklore, the series where two besties talk about their current reads, both good and bad. Today we're talking about what we read in June. It is June, right?
Okay. June.
I'm like, what month is it? What year is it? Who knows? Yeah, so we read one book. We have books in common. All the books I read, Kim's read. But
yes, and I read a book that you've read.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't wait to hear what it was because I already forgot. I'm in suspense here. So we'll talk about the book that we read together, which was just a fun, flirty summer book that was very unserious, but we liked it.
It was the most unserious.
Yeah, so unserious. But I feel like even though it was like not the best book I've ever read, it fulfilled some like need that I had to just read something very fluffy and unserious. And that was Till Summer Do Us Part by Meghan Quinn.
I feel like we read it for the vibes, right? Because everybody was reading this book and talking about it. I feel like that happens a lot with Meghan Quinn books where people are like, oh, it's fun. It's, funny. It's like a good time. And you and I are all about reading books that are a good time. So when I heard it was a good time, I was like, oh, we got to do it. We did her Christmas one together as a good time, and that was a good time. And this is very similar to me in the level of like quality enjoyment.
Yeah. She's really funny. I mean, I think that was like my biggest takeaway was just like I was laughing out loud. We were sending each other like fun little snippets of like ridiculous things that would happen or things that they would say, and that was fun. So if you're looking for just like a very, very unserious, like funny, pretty spicy book.
Very spicy. I think we should warn people like it is a very spicy book for like if you're reading it at the pool with your mother-in-law and she's asking you what you're reading, might not be the book for you.
Yeah, this is a Kindle read for me because we didn't need everyone knowing what was.
Oh yeah, The cover is beautiful too, though. Yeah. I posted a video of some of the pretty covers of books and stuff at Target. I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and that was one of the books. It was so pretty. That I think Target has 2 covers, so the book is beautiful. But we both did read it on KU. So
yeah, I think I saw some with like sprayed edges too that looked really pretty.
Yeah,
but once I finally, because I hadn't seen it in person, and then I went to Target for something else, and I was like, oh, this is actually really pretty. The one downside to Kindle books is like you don't get the prettiness, but
yeah, but I do think a lot of people have KU, and so it is on KU, easily accessible. You can just go download it, now.
And it's not, maybe this is like a negative thing to say, but I don't feel like I have to have it for my library. Like, it was a good time. It was really fun. I recommend it, but it like, I was okay not having the physical copy. So
yeah, and it's about a girl and a guy who are fake married and they go to summer camp. And like, who doesn't like a good reminiscent of summer camp where they are now adults at summer camp instead of kids at summer camp? So haven't read a book with quite that plot before or like recently. So I liked that aspect. It felt a little bit different than other romance books of the same like style.
It kind of reminded me of the movie The Proposal. It was not the exact same premise, but like similar where like she needs him to like fake being married to her.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess they don't work together in the book. I think that's the only difference is like he's kind of a random like for her, but
this is kind of a random too. He's the brother of her best friend. So like she doesn't know him.
Yeah. So in The Proposal, he works for her, but in
so that's a little bit different. Yeah. But very cute. It was a fun time. We laughed a lot. So
yeah, for sure. I really did laugh out loud several times. Like, it was just like it's silly things. Like, So that was fun. Do you want to talk about your June reading?
Yeah. So I had like what I would consider a solid reading month, but I didn't have anything that was like. I had a few books that I'm like, I would highly, highly recommend these, but I had nothing that I was like, this book is going to make me think about it until the end of days. But I read some awesome books. So I read Picture Perfect by Tessa Bailey. This was an ARC I got from Avon. So this doesn't come out until September, but I consider this to be in the same vein as a Meghan Quinn book. Like, it's a good time. This is a series of like athlete books. So the first one's about a golfer, and then there's hockey players. So like she has a whole series about these, and it's all like intertwined characters. So this was a good time. I knew what I was getting into when I read the book. And did it blow me away? No. Did I really, really enjoy it? Yes. It was funny. It's kind of the same thing. Like Tessa Bailey's really funny author. The characters were really funny. He's a hockey player, and he goes to this girl's parents' house. They're fake dating. It's another fake dating one. They're fake dating, and he's like competing in her family's summer games. They do like competition every summer. Mm-hmm. So he goes to do that with her. So it was really cute. I talked about this a little bit last month, but I started Late Bloomer by Maisie Eddings last month and finished it this month. So cute. It's about two women who happen to have to co-inhabit the same house, and are just trying to kind of figure out who they are, and the two of them fall in love, and it's very cutesy. I read Well Actually by Maisie Eddings.
I feel like I've been seeing the one that you were just talking about.
Yeah, for Pride Month. Yes, I feel like it's well talked about. Yeah, with the flowers on the cover and the two girls on the cover.
Yeah.
Yes, the cover is beautiful, and the book is really good. I really enjoyed it. I did it on audiobook, and I really liked it. There was a dual point of view, and they had different narrators. Even though they were both girls, they were different girl voices for each of the girls. So I hadn't seen that in an audiobook before, which was neat.
Yeah.
So then I read Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. I've never read any of her books, but I've seen her books time and time again. And so Summer Romance was available on audio, and it exceeded my expectations. I thought it was going to be something similar to like the Meghan Quinn book we read, or something kind of like just a classic romance, like one that like an old lady would pick up. That's the kind of vibe it gave me, and it was honestly excellent. This book was about a woman who is going through the process of getting divorced and realizes that she has set herself up on a path where she is like, has no life of her own. And so she's trying to figure out, she was a stay-at-home mom. They were married for 20 years and now they're getting divorced. And so how does she figure out who she is? And so she meets a guy at a dog park when her dog pees on him. And yes, right. So good. Like such a good meet cute.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that he is her best friend's brother. So.
Oh.
Yeah, it was so good.
I like when books take like a time that isn't like glamorous, like someone getting a divorce, and like make it into, I don't know, an enjoyable read and like a happy, positive story.
Yeah, and like don't shy away from the bad parts of it too.
Exactly,
yeah, like there were a lot of bad parts in this, and her talking about really struggling and being taken advantage of by her soon-to-be ex-husband, where he would say he would pick up the kids, he wouldn't. She had to cancel plans and cancel her life. So it was really good. I read The Wedding People by Allison Espach. I feel like this book was everywhere too. Yeah. I think like it was really popular like maybe 6 or 9 months ago, and I didn't read it during the hype, but people kept saying like, you should read it. It's about a woman who also, I read a lot of divorced women books this month, I guess, but a woman who gets a divorce and decides she wants to commit suicide. And so she goes to this hotel and she decides, I'm going to go to this hotel and I'm going to commit suicide. And when she gets there, she finds out that everybody who's at the hotel, every guest is there for a wedding. And she meets the bride of the wedding in an elevator. And she says to the bride's like, do I know you? She's like, no, I'm not here for your wedding. I'm here to kill myself. And the bride's like, no, you're not. And then she finagles her way into being maid of honor for the wedding. So she goes from wanting to kill herself to being maid of honor for this wedding. Yeah. So it's super interesting. The one thing I did not like about this book, and like, do you see those reels where people are like, what's the most unhinged reason you DNF'd a book? I didn't DNF this. I did finish it. But this would have been a reason I DNF'd it. There were no chapter numbers at the beginning of the next chapter.
Yeah, that's so strange.
It killed me. I was like, wait, what chapter am
I've
I
never
on? How
seen that.
far am I? And so I read it on Kindle. I got it from Libby. So like I could click the Kindle and figure out what chapter I was on.
Yeah.
Not a single chapter number in the whole book. So I want to like find a physical book and see if the physical copy has chapter numbers because the Kindle did not. Okay, so I finished Lila Sage's cowboy romance series. The last book is Wild and Wrangled. I think this is a very solid cowboy romance series. I think she's a good writer. I really liked this one. So this last one was really good as well. The whole series is good.
Yeah,
I highly recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's writing a new like paranormal romance book that comes out in the fall. So very excited to see her like step into a new genre. I think there is cowboys in it, but I think it's paranormal. So I don't know how that's going to work, but I guess we'll see.
That'll be fun.
So a friend of mine said to me, you really love Allie Hazelwood. I'm on here. You all know I love Allie Hazelwood. I talk about this like every other month because I read something amazing by her and I just love her so much. And I had not read Bride. And my friend was like, you got to read it. You'll like it. And I did like it. And I thought I wasn't going to like it because it's werewolves and vampires. And I was like, this is not me for me. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
It was really good.
And I feel like you and I haven't really talked much about, like, you read that book and like we didn't ever really talk about it. So I want to know like what you thought. Like,
it was really good. A lot
of, like, people were talking about the nodding thing and like there was
weird, so like that's kind of weird. I don't really want to say more about it until if you're planning on reading the book.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say that was like a deterrent for me, but the story itself was really good.
Okay.
And the fact that they were werewolves and vampires like didn't really off-put me at all. I was expecting it, honestly. I think we talked about this before I read it, that I was like, it's going to be like Twilight 2.0 and like I'm not going to like it. Like those books are not, they're nostalgic, but they're not like good.
Yeah.
And this was good. So I would say like in my ratings of Allie Hazelwood, it's probably near the bottom half, but only because other things that she's written to me are like top tier. So I can't like put this up there with that. But was it a good time? Yes. Did I already pre-order the second book that comes out in October? Also, yes. So
nice.
It tells you enough.
Yeah. Something different.
Yeah, it was a good read. Okay. This is the book that you've already read. I reread The Hunger Games and I listened to it on audio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm slowly, I think we talked about this in the May video because you read Sunrise on the Reaping, or you read all of it maybe in May. I'm slowly making my way through redoing the series. I had already read the first 3 when they came out, 20 years ago or whatever. Man, that made me feel really old for a second. 20 years ago. I don't know if it was actually 20 years, but if it wasn't, it was pretty close. Oof. But yeah, so I re-listened to that and it held up.
Yeah.
So I have Catching Fire, the audio on hold, so I'll probably get to that in July.
Nice. It's just like a casual read because you don't really have to feel pressured.
Yeah, listening to it on audio was great because I did it in the car. I wasn't like distraught over it. But then I did cry when Rue died. So
yeah.
Sorry, spoiler for that. But like I feel like everybody kind of knows that at this point.
You said, it's been 20 years, so I think.
Yeah, if you don't know that already, I think you've been under a rock and you didn't see the movies either. So
seriously.
And then this got to like what was the best part of the month reading wise for me. I'll briefly go through some of these because I did a whole video last week on some of these books. But I read Hat Trick by Chelsea Curto. To me, this series, it's the DC Stars series. It's the best hockey romance series. They're all different hockey ones. This was the best one of the series. It's about Riley, who is the defender for the DC hockey team. He gets in a very serious car accident and becomes an amputee and can't play hockey anymore.
Wow.
And so he has to kind of like cope. He's very angry. He's angry at the world. He doesn't know who he is. And he ends up working with a physical therapist to kind of like work on mobility again. It's just great. It's very serious. I think she did a really good job of representing everything. can't say enough. Like, this series is just so good, and it's all on KU. So recommend it if you have KU. It's a really, really well done series.
I would love a count of how many hockey books you've done.
Oh my gosh, I'll have to do that at some point because I would guess we're in the like almost 20s probably.
Yeah, probably.
So that tells you, if I say this is the best series, it's not like I've read like 2 of them and then I'm like, this is the best one. I think I've probably read over 20. Yeah. And this is the best series. It's the most well written, it's the most well done. So
as the true like critic of
yes,
romance,
I feel like that is me.
People should listen to you.
Yes, recommend. And then these are the 3 I talked about. They were all like, I gave them all 4.75 stars. There's like small reasons why they weren't 5-star reads for me, but they were so small. So I read August Lane by Regina Black, which was an arc that actually comes out in July. So a couple more weeks. This is from Grand Central Publishing, about a woman whose mom is famous and her ex-boyfriend comes back to town after having stolen a song from her to play with her mom. And he's trying to reinvent his career. They were planning to move away together. He was an alcoholic and left her. So it's very deep, very emotional. Talks a lot about racism around Black people in country music. So also very interesting. And Alex, for somebody who likes like different media, a lot of the chapters start with an interview of her mom, like a transcribed interview. So that's like throughout the book, you'll just like get a transcribed interview, like parts of an interview. And it's like the whole interview is spread out over the book.
That's cool.
So yeah, I haven't read a book that had something like that. And I know you're like I like multiple medias and books type of person.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And then I read Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford. This is the end of the Windy City series, and by far the best one. It was so good. Such a great way to wrap up the series. It was by far my favorite in the series, and that series for me got better and better as it went on. Like, I think that the 3rd, 4th, and 5th books were so well done, way better than the first 2. So, and that one I wouldn't say is a hockey romance, because the first book is hockey, but none of the other, like, this is the only other book in the series that's a hockey player. The rest of them are other athletes. So, and then I had seen this book all over the internet, 32 Days in May by Betty Carello. And it was incredible. It was so good. A girl who finds out she has pretty advanced lupus. She loses her job and she is living at her parents' beach house in New Jersey, trying to kind of figure out how to manage her lupus symptoms and this chronic illness that she now finds herself with, and figure out how is she going to live and move forward. She doesn't have a job. She doesn't have a lot of friends. She's kind of trying to figure herself out. And she meets a guy who is a former actor. He just got sober. And so he is trying to also kind of reinvent himself after he was in the spotlight in a very bad way. So it's very sweet, really beautifully well done. And then I ended my month with a book that I wish I hadn't read. And I know, and everybody really loves this book. And I found it to be the most depressing thing I've ever read. I think Alex already knows this, but I said to her, like, are you ever reading this book? And she was like, no. And I was like, here's the reason you shouldn't read it, because it's so depressing. And even the end to me felt cheap. Like, I was not, I thought the end might redeem it, and it really didn't for me. The ending felt super cheap. So this is The Women by Kristen Hanna. This is my first Kristen Hanna book, and I know everyone loves her and people rave about this book, and I didn't love it. So
yeah, it was like a very heavy one, and just like you have to be in the right mindset. But also, if that's just not your thing, it's not your thing, you know?
Totally. I think I'll probably try The Nightingale. That's the other one that people really recommend. I have it on Libby Holds, but
people say that's like changed their life and is like their favorite book ever.
Yeah, but I have 4 people who recommended The Women to me who said it was incredible. And I did not feel that way. So
Yeah.
if you did, don't stop watching us just because you liked the women. I just didn't like it. It wasn't for me, but I'm glad there's a place for it. And I found the interesting parts about Vietnam. My grandfather was in Vietnam for a tour. And so like that, she was in Vietnam for about 40% of the book. And I found that interesting, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I want to like keep reading this. It was like,
Yeah.
So that was it. Mostly a good month though.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now to my month, it was like not a great month for me. I went from my like highest month I've ever had, which was 9 books, to this month I read 3 books. So we're in summer mode. Like the kids are home. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so like it's a slow month for me, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a slow summer, and that's okay.
Yeah. So looking forward to like getting my reading time back, but just like have not been in the zone this month, but that's okay. So
yeah,
I think Till Summer Do Us Part was really great for me because it was just like low pressure, low stakes, like, and I was able to enjoy it and not feel pressured to like get through it so quickly or anything. So that was a good one. And I read, before that I read Shield of Sparrows, which Kim read last month.
yeah.
I don't know. It was kind of supposed to be a buddy read, but it just took me a really long time. I was just having a really hard time. Not for reasons like that I didn't like it. I felt pretty much.
I think you were doing audio at the same time when you started it, which I think delayed you a little bit because you weren't reading quite as much too.
That sounds right. But yeah. I felt like pretty much exactly how Kim felt last month. I liked it, but I wasn't blown away. I'm not sure I understand like the huge hype that's been around it lately, but it was fun. Like I had a good time. Like
that's how I felt. It was a good time, but like was it mind-blowingly great for a romantasy book?
I'm kind of having this issue with romantasy right now where I feel like everything is so similar, and so I need something just like really unique. And
Florence and Fire comes out in July.
Yeah. Oh, that will revive me, I think. That'll be really great.
I think it will.
Yeah. So, shoot. And that's the end of July, right?
Yeah. And Alex doesn't even know this yet because we haven't talked about this, but I got into their street team. So I'll get a copy of the book early and I'll have a bunch of stuff to share on our page. So if you're interested in the Ashes of Thesmar series, come look at our page because I have a ton of good stuff I'll be sharing like right around the release of the book at the end of the month.
Yeah, that's awesome. That'll be so fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Shield of Sparrows was fine. I think I said like I'll read the next one whenever it comes out, but I'm not like waiting on the edge of my seat for the next one.
Yeah, definitely. The other book I read was Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I just felt like I needed another like light romance. And I really liked it. I read Flawless? Heartless or Flawless?
Flawless.
Okay, yeah, Flawless. I read Flawless, which is her other
that's the Chestnut Springs series.
Yeah, so that one's cowboys, right? For some reason I thought they were both cowboys. I thought she just was really into cowboys. And so I went into Wild Love. I don't know if it's like the wild part, like it just felt, the vibes felt kind of like country-ish. But it was not.
I mean, it takes place in the country, but that's about the extent of it for this book specifically.
True. But I really liked it. I felt like her writing was better. It's been a while since I've read Flawless, but I feel like her writing was better in this book. It was pretty like, I don't want to say poetic, but like flowery. Like, I don't know. It was very beautifully written. So I really enjoyed that. I liked the characters a lot. I loved that they just like razzed each other the whole time. Like that's my brand of like flirting, is just like ruthlessly teasing each other. Like I think that's so fun. So it was kind of like enemies to lovers vibes without actually being enemies. Like they're kind of just like,
yeah. And who doesn't love a brother's best friend book? I mean, come on. It's like, you guys have known each other for a long time and he was off limits and she was off limits. Like, I love all that stuff. It's so good.
The other thing I will say is that sometimes books like this, I feel like the last third of the book is like all just like spice scenes, and it's like I always end up getting to the point where I'm like, okay, like I get it, like I appreciate it, but like I don't think I need quite that much. I felt like at the end it was like there was the spice scenes, and then at the end it was like kind of closed door, just like because it was like we don't need any more. Like she had already done the work there, and so it was like,
yeah, she found her limit on that in this book.
Yeah, and I appreciated that and enjoyed it. Like it felt like the spice scenes were more meaningful, like that they were a little less frequent towards the end.
Yeah.
I feel like Till Summer Do Us Part was a little bit more of that like other end of the spectrum where I was just like,
it might have gone a little far in my opinion.
Yeah. So I kind of appreciated that, like a little bit more finesse there at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, really. I mean, I feel like all the books served their purpose, the ones that I read this month. So I can't complain.
Are you going to read the rest of the series
of Wild Love? Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it called? Rose Hill, right?
So Wild Eyes is, I don't know what the name of the series is, like Rose Hill. I was like, I can't think of it. It's Rose Hill. So the Rose Hill series, the next one is Wild Eyes, and then it's Wild Side, and then the last one comes out in September. The last one people are talking about because she announced it right around the same time that Allie Hazelwood announced her age gap book. This is also an age gap book. But it's going to be, she sets it up in the third book, and it's going to be so good. So I'm really excited. I love this series. I'm really glad that you loved it because I love this series.
Yeah, I definitely think I will slowly make my way through it. Kind of like same with Love Light Farms. I've kind of been slowly every once in a while reading one. I feel like this will be similar to that. I do think I like Being Worse and a little bit better. Like for some reason she's got the magic for me, but this was really great too. And I definitely it's nice to have an author that you're at least 75-80% sure like you're gonna enjoy the book, and so when you're ready for like a romance light book like that, it's like it's like a guaranteed win. So I'm excited to have an option for that.
You know, she has a third series and I haven't read it, and I've heard that it's just as good as the other series. Okay. So maybe at some point I will get to it. All her books are on KU too, which is just a really nice addition. Like it makes it more accessible to read her when all her books are easy to snag when it feels like the moment.
Are all of the Rose Hill ones on there or not yet? Yeah.
Other than the new one. But yeah, everything else is on there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely read more of that. But yeah, that's all I got here. So it's like a very slow month, but you know, times and seasons and all that stuff. So
yeah.
And
do you have one book you're excited about for July? To put you on the spot here.
Yeah, I actually wrote down because I knew you'd ask me that because you've been asking me that every video. So the ones I am planning on reading, and I'm hoping that everything goes to plan. But we started The Dread Descendants. I've only read 3 pages of it, so you're into it.
Yeah, I'm not that far. I'm maybe 18 or 19% in, but it's really good.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. My book club's doing The Shadows Between Us, which is Trisha Levenseller, I think is her name. She did a book that I read The Pirate Daughter of the Pirate King, which I thought was good. I think that one was YA, so I'm excited to see. I don't think.
Yeah, it was. I remember you talking about it on here in April, maybe.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what her non-YA regular fantasy will be like. And obviously someone in my book club liked it because we only do books that one of us has already read. So excited for that. I just got Atmosphere on Libby, so I'm hoping to get that one in. And I
have a friend who just told me she's starting it too. So you and her are reading it at the same time. Okay. I'm interested to see her thoughts.
Nice.
Yeah, she also was she was doing a U and trying to convince me to read some Taylor Jenkins Reid because I have not yet read any of her books. And so I think she's bringing me, I don't know, one of her books, not one of the ones I have. She was like, oh, I'll bring you one of them too. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So when I see her this week.
You'll have to tell me which one. I feel on the spectrum of Kristen Hanna to Meghan Quinn, Taylor Jenkins Reid is probably closer to Hannah. What is it? Kristen Hanna. But
Kristen Hanna.
But yeah. I'd be curious to see if you like it. I think you will. It's definitely more digestible, I think, than Kristen Hanna, but not that I've read that, but I'm just imagining.
Yeah.
And I do have the audio only for 9 more days on Libby for June Farrow. So I'm hoping to get that one in. I'm kind of cutting it close to the wire here, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to, especially with everything else I want to read. And I have that one. I know I can get the audio later, like if I need to. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And then obviously Thorns and Fire, I'm excited about. So, what about you?
So we're reading The Dread Descendant, which I'm really liking. I had started like 3 other books and didn't get very far into them and was just struggling. So this has kind of been the fill for the moment. I'm hoping when we talk about our July books, that I'll be like, yes, it was great, but we'll see. I'm also doing the audio of The Bodyguard by Catherine Center, which I didn't plan to do. And then when I started it, I realized I did her other book a couple months ago, and it's the same like world.
Is it
the rom-comers?
Oh, okay. I'm like, I know she has one that says like Strangers something. I'm like, that's the one that's sticking in my head.
Yeah, no, I did rom-comers, and the like actor best friend in rom-comers is the main male character in this book, which I didn't know when I picked it up, but like that was a fun happenstance. So I'm really excited about Rose in Chains by Julie Soto comes out this month. I read The Auction, which is the Hermione fan fiction that's based off of earlier this year. Loved it. Cannot wait to read it. And then I'm going to read, hopefully, Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross, which is the like spin-off from Divine Rivals. I have it off NetGalley and I've had it for a couple months, but I just haven't, it's all gods and goddesses. And so I needed to be in the right like mindset to read it, but it comes out in September. So I'm hoping I can get it done now and then post about it because I love Divine Rivals. I thought the second book was fine, but I've been excited about this one. So that's on my list. And then, we'll kind of see what else I get. I know I'm going to get Thorns and Fire about midway through the month. So I know I'll read that next month too. I'm traveling to Chicago for work and it'll come right before I go to Chicago. So I know I'll be able to get it done on my flight, hopefully. So,
I'm wondering if that's going to be on NetGalley because I would love to get that early too, if possible.
It will not be on NetGalley.
No, not at all. Not even on Shoot.
No.
Darn it.
So, because she's not traditionally published here in the U.S., it is on the UK NetGalley because she's traditionally published there, but not here.
But wasn't the audio available of the last book?
It was. So keep an eye. The audio may pop up. The audio was, but I think it only popped up a couple weeks before.
Okay.
So we'll have to see. But she said the book won't be, but doesn't mean the audio won't be. So
yeah. Okay. I'll keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I mean, it was a month.
It was a month.
I won't say it's a great month, but I mean, you read a lot of books, so that's great for you. But I'm hoping next month. I'm not expecting it to be stellar, but I'm hoping I can at least get like maybe 5 books in. That's like my very low bar goal for the summer.
Love that for you.
If I could get 5, and really like audio, I think is going to be like the key for me. So I just need to try and make sure I'm getting those audio holds in. But can't complain, you know. I'm glad that I'm still going. I think both of us hit a little bit of a slump. I think at that point, like, my recommendation to anyone would be just read anything that sounds like anything that excites you at all. Like, we have all these plans. I feel like if I just kept like sticking to the like script, I just would have burnt out like so bad. So I think it's just like finding something that brings you any joy at all and just like driving that home because
and also being okay to stop reading a book. Like I started reading a book and got about 20% in and was like, this is just not for me. And I knew that if I pushed it, I wasn't going to want to read. Yeah. So it was Fearless by Lauren Roberts. And we've talked about this series on here before. We loved Powerless and we both read Powerless and Reckless together last summer.
and I thought Fearless was very underwhelming. I will be kind and say I thought it was underwhelming.
Yeah.
And I knew that if I kept reading it, it was gonna be the nail in the coffin for me with my reading, because I was already burnt out after the women, and then that was not.
Yeah.
It wasn't the vibes.
Oh yeah.
So maybe at some point I will come back to it and feel like this is the correct time for me to read it, but it wasn't then, and that was okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay to walk away. I have a hard time with DNFing books, especially if I've made like a lot of progress in one. And I'm like, I'm losing all of that. Like, it won't count, you know, because if you don't read that, it doesn't count. But it really doesn't matter. Like, if it's gonna damage your like reading spirit, like it's not worth it. So, yeah, I'm less excited. I'm sad that I used an Audible credit on the Fearless audio because I really liked the audio of Powerless. I think is the one that I listened to. I like the narrators. Like there's two and they're really great. And so, I mean, I think and my husband bought the book for me too. So I like feel kind of like a little pressure. I'm like, maybe I'll just wait until I'm feeling like more up to getting.
Yeah. When your kids are back in school at the end of the summer, maybe you'll be able to focus on it a little bit more.
Yeah. So maybe it'll just be a pause, but cause I'm just not.
Yeah,
totally. With you, I'm not really like super excited to get into it. So, but the good thing is I have like, since I own the book and have the audio like in my library, like it's not a hold, you know, or like a loan.
Totally. You can pick it up whenever you want.
Yeah. So that's nice. I don't feel like I have a deadline. So.
Totally.
All right. Well, I guess we'll catch everyone next month and let us know what your best reads for June were, and what you think we should read next.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.